Have you ever encountered someone whose lack of respect left you speechless? Or maybe someone's disregard for your boundaries made you feel small or powerless? Stoic wisdom teaches us that respect is not something we should beg for, but something we should command through our actions and mindset. These 8 powerful techniques are designed to help you reclaim your self-worth, handle disrespect confidently, and inspire others to treat you with the respect you deserve. 1. Set clear boundaries. Like a pro setting. Boundaries might sound easy in theory, but we all know it's often anything but straightforward. Think about a time when someone repeatedly disrespected your space, whether it was an intrusive boss, a dismissive friend, or even a family member who never acknowledged your boundaries. When we allow people to cross our boundaries, we unintentionally give them permission to keep doing it. A story to illustrate this comes from a woman named Sarah, who dealt with a friend who constantly disregarded her time. Her friend would make plans, show up late, and often cancel at the last minute. Instead of calling her friend out, Sarah remained silent. However, when Sarah finally decided to set boundaries and calmly expressed her feelings, her friend apologized, realizing she had been inconsiderate. Boundaries gave Sarah back her power, and this principle is beautifully encapsulated by the quote, "You teach people how to treat you by what you allow, what you stop, and what you reinforce." Setting boundaries isn't just about telling people what they can't do. It's about clarifying how you expect to be treated. And in doing so, you earn respect without having to demand it. 2. Resist the temptation to engage in power struggles. Have you ever been in a situation where someone's disrespectful behavior seemed like bait, trying to lure you into a battle of words or ego? Engaging in these power struggles only lowers you to their level, draining your energy and peace. Imagine you're in a meeting and a colleague dismisses your idea in front of everyone. Instead of reacting with anger or defensiveness, use Marcus Aurelius's timeless advice. You have power over your mind, not outside events. By choosing not to react emotionally, you keep control over the situation and signal that you're above petty arguments. Respond calmly and ask for clarification or invite constructive feedback. You'll often find that people are taken aback by your composure and are less likely to disrespect you again. By choosing not to engage, you turn the power struggle into an opportunity for growth. You're showing that your inner peace is more valuable than the approval or opinions of others, and this resilience often disarms even the most disrespectful people. 3. Limit your exposure to toxic people. Sometimes, dealing with disrespectful individuals is unavoidable. Maybe they're family, co-workers, or friends you see frequently. In these situations, controlling the amount of time you spend around them is crucial. The saying, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with," reminds us that the energy and attitudes of those around us inevitably shape our mindset. Consider Jane, who found herself in a workplace where a colleague would constantly undermine her efforts. Instead of letting his negativity drag her down, she created mental boundaries and limited her interactions with him. During lunch breaks, she'd choose to spend time with more supportive colleagues or read inspiring books. By limiting her exposure, she protected her emotional energy and ensured that his disrespect wouldn't affect her self-esteem. If you can't remove toxic people from your life, reduce the time you spend with them. Spend more time around those who uplift and respect you, creating an environment that fosters your self-worth. 4. Respond with silence and let your actions speak. There's a powerful saying, "Silence is the best response to a fool." Imagine you're dealing with someone who constantly belittles your accomplishments. Instead of defending yourself or getting into a verbal battle, silence can send a louder message than any comeback. This approach has been used by leaders throughout history. Mahatma Gandhi, for instance, often responded to his critics with silence, letting his actions speak instead. His refusal to engage in petty arguments showcased his inner strength and helped him command respect on a global scale. Similarly, when you respond with silence to disrespect, you're not passively accepting it. You're choosing not to waste your energy on negativity. Silence is a powerful shield that preserves your dignity and keeps the focus on your achievements rather than the disrespect of others. 5. Don't take disrespect personally. It's rarely about you. One of the most liberating principles of Stoic philosophy is the realization that most people's actions have more to do with them than with us. When someone disrespects you, it's often a reflection of their insecurities, fears, or frustrations. Let's take the example of Daniel, who worked under a manager who would often criticize him harshly. At first, Daniel took it personally, thinking he wasn't good enough. But over time, he realized that his manager treated everyone the same way. The disrespect wasn't about him. It was a projection of his manager's insecurities and stress. Once Daniel understood this, he stopped internalizing the disrespect, which gave him the mental clarity to perform well without the emotional weight. Think of Eleanor Roosevelt's words, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." Understanding that disrespect is rarely about you allows you to rise above it and hold on to your self-worth, regardless of how others behave. 6. Know when to walk away for your peace. Walking away is one of the most courageous acts of self-respect. If someone consistently disrespects you, despite your attempts to communicate or set boundaries, it may be time to distance yourself. This doesn't mean you're giving up. It means you're valuing your peace more than their approval. Consider the story of Andrew, who was in a friendship where his friend would often belittle him in public. After years of trying to make the friendship work, Andrew realized that the disrespect was taking a toll on his mental health. When he finally decided to end the friendship, he felt an overwhelming sense of relief and regained a sense of control over his life. Walking away isn't a sign of weakness. It's a declaration that you deserve to be surrounded by people who uplift you. Even if it feels difficult, trust that removing yourself from disrespect will create space for healthier, more fulfilling relationships. 7. Build a supportive circle who genuinely value you. The company we keep has a powerful impact on our self-worth. Surround yourself with people who inspire, respect, and support you, as they will reinforce your value and help you see your strengths. Look at renowned entrepreneur Steve Jobs, who built a team around him that challenged and respected him. He sought out people who believed in his vision, which motivated him to keep pushing the boundaries of innovation. Jobs understood that surrounding himself with people who respected and encouraged him would drive him forward. Building a supportive circle might mean reassessing current relationships and connecting with those who genuinely appreciate your worth. Having a solid support system allows you to handle external disrespect without it shaking your self-confidence. 8. Value yourself. Make self-respect non-negotiable. In the end, the most important respect comes from within. Valuing yourself means setting a standard for how you allow others to treat you. When you respect yourself, you naturally attract people who respect you and repel those who don't. Think of Oprah Winfrey, who once said, "You don't become what you want, you become what you believe." By believing in your worth, you set the tone for all your interactions. People respond to the energy you put out, and self-respect often commands respect from others. Valuing yourself doesn't mean you're arrogant or closed off. It means you hold yourself in high regard and refuse to compromise on your self-worth. When you consistently value yourself, others take notice, and those who don't respect you tend to fade away naturally. Handling disrespect is not about changing others. It's about changing how you respond to them. Each of these strategies empowers you to take control of your self-worth and approach disrespect with grace, strength, and wisdom. Respect is earned, not demanded, and by embodying these principles, you become the kind of person who commands respect without saying a word. Remember, the way others treat you is often a reflection of their inner battles. How you respond is a reflection of your inner strength.